Imagine this, a single mechanic in a hot, dusty Pacific airfield with nothing but his wits and a pile of spare parts bends a simple piece of wire, and suddenly the American P-38 Lightning starts out-turning the legendary Japanese Zero. Yes, the fighter that terrified Allied pilots for its incredible maneuverability. How could one stupid little wire flip the balance of air combat in the Pacific? Today, we dive into one of the most unbelievable mechanical hacks in World War II aviation history. Early in the Pacific War, American pilots faced a grim reality. The Mitsubishi A6M Zero, with its lightweight frame and incredible agility, could outturn almost any Allied aircraft. The P-38 Lightning, by contrast, was fast, heavily armed, and powerful in a dive, but it was clumsy at low-speed dogfights. Pilots complained, "We can't match the Zero in a turn. It's like trying to wrestle a shadow." This was a serious problem. Engaging a Zero without superior maneuverability often meant death. Pilots needed a solution, but the answer wouldn't come from engineers in the factory. It would come from the ground crews on the front lines.
Enter Master Sergeant Herschel Herky Green, a humble ground mechanic. Green was not a pilot, not a test engineer, just a man who knew planes inside and out. He listened to the pilots' complaints day after day. He realized the problem wasn't the plane's wings, it was the ailerons. At high speeds, the aerodynamic forces made the ailerons stiff. Pilots literally couldn't move the control surfaces enough to perform tight turns. Green thought, if we can't fight the plane's stiffness with muscle, maybe we can fight it with mechanics. And that's when he had an idea that even he thought was stupid.
Green took a thin, tensioned steel wire and installed it inside the aileron control system. It didn't add power, change hydraulics, redesign the wings. It simply added a constant mechanical bias to counteract the aerodynamic stiffness. The effect was subtle but revolutionary. Pilots could now move the ailerons more effectively under load. The P-38 suddenly felt responsive in turns it never could manage before. One test pilot described the moment he flew it. "I rolled the Lightning into a turn, and I swear it felt like flying a Zero. I couldn't believe it." Word spread quickly. Other pilots demanded the same stupid wire trick for their planes. What started as a small tweak became a field revolution in P-38 maneuverability.
Multiple squadrons reported immediate results: tighter turning radius, even at high speeds, more precise roll control, better handling during dogfights. Pilots who had once been outmaneuvered by the Zero suddenly had the upper hand. Some even claimed that the modification doubled their kill-to-loss ratios on certain missions. The Pacific skies were brutal, but a single mechanic, a piece of wire, and his ingenuity made a tangible difference in life-and-death battles.
This story is not just about planes and mechanics. It's about ingenuity, observation, and refusing to accept limits. Herky Green saw a problem where others saw a hopeless situation. He acted, and in doing so, he changed the course of aerial combat in the Pacific. Sometimes the smallest idea, a single wire, a small adjustment, a tweak overlooked by experts, can make the biggest difference. Next time you hear a story about a stupid little idea, remember Herky Green. A mechanic on a dusty airfield saved lives, gave pilots the edge, and showed the world that innovation doesn't always come from labs. It can come from ingenuity, courage, and a simple piece of steel wire. If you enjoyed this story, follow for more unbelievable WW2 aviation tales.